Okay, so picture this, a sealed black box sitting on a table, Shen with the most suspiciously innocent smile you have ever seen in your life, and Zheyuan reaching his hand inside with absolutely no idea what is waiting for him. And then, it happens. His face shifts from confident to confused to completely, utterly shocked in about 2 seconds flat, and Shen? She loses it. Full laughter, hands covering her mouth, eyes sparkling like she had been waiting for this moment her entire life. Because she had. And honestly, so had we. If you have ever wanted to see one of the most charming and chemistry-filled duos in the entertainment world go head-to-head in the most hilariously unpredictable mystery box game ever recorded, then you are in exactly the right place, because what you are about to witness is the kind of content that makes you forget you were supposed to be doing something else entirely. This is the moment that no amount of rewinding could ever prepare you for, and trust us, you are going to want to rewind it. Before we dive all the way in, if you enjoy fun, heartwarming, and genuinely entertaining celebrity moments like this one, do yourself a favor and hit that like button right now, because this video absolutely deserves it, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another moment of pure gold like what you are about to see. We upload content that keeps you smiling, and this one is at the very top of the list. Now, let us get into it, because this story is way too good to wait any longer. The setting is perfect. Imagine a bright, warmly lit studio space, the kind that feels casual and playful but still carries that electric energy of something exciting about to unfold. There are 2 chairs facing each other across a sleek table, and sitting right in the center of that table is the mystery box, a matte black container, sealed on the sides, with a round opening at the top just large enough to slide a hand through. You cannot see inside. You cannot feel what is in there until your hand is already committed. That is the whole point. That is exactly where the fun begins. The air in the room is already buzzing before a single word is spoken. You can feel it in the way the crew is barely keeping straight faces, in the way the cameras are positioned with extra care, in the way there is just a little too much nervous laughter floating around the edges of the set. Something is being planned. Someone knows something that someone else does not. And if you look carefully at Shen, sitting across from Zheyuan with that radiant, almost too calm expression on her face, you will notice that her eyes are doing something very specific. They are sparkling just a little too much. That smile is just a little too composed. She is holding something in, a laugh, a secret, a perfectly timed surprise, and she is doing an absolutely incredible job of keeping it locked away for exactly the right moment. Zheyuan, on the other hand, looks exactly like you would expect someone to look when they are confident, relaxed, and completely unaware of what is coming. He leans back in his chair with that signature easy energy of his, glancing at the mystery box with mild curiosity but zero suspicion. He even jokes about it, tapping the side of the box lightly, tilting his head like he is trying to guess what might be inside through sheer willpower. He is charming, playful, and 100% walking into a trap. The rules of the mystery box game are simple enough. Each round, something is placed inside the box without the player seeing it. The player reaches in, feels around, and has to guess what it is based on touch alone. Sounds harmless, right? Sounds like fun, right? And for the first few rounds, it genuinely is. The game eases in gently, warmly, like it is lulling everyone into a comfortable sense of security. Which, if you think about it, is exactly what a perfectly executed prank requires. The first item is something soft, a plush toy of some kind, small and round with little textured details. Zheyuan slides his hand in slowly, feeling around with a focused expression that is somewhere between concentration and amusement. His fingers move deliberately, mapping out the shape, and within a few seconds his face breaks into a grin. He names it almost immediately, pulling his hand back with a triumphant little nod. Shen applauds lightly, and the easy laughter that fills the room sets a comfortable, light-hearted tone. This is fun. This is breezy. Nothing to worry about here. The second round goes to Shen, and she reaches in with considerably more drama than necessary, which is deeply on brand and absolutely delightful to watch. She draws out the suspense like a performer who knows exactly how to play a room, slowly sliding her hand in, gasping theatrically at the first touch, pulling her hand back an inch as if reconsidering, then committing with a determined expression. Whatever is inside makes her laugh genuinely, a bright, unguarded laugh that lights up her whole face, and she pulls out a small rubber duck, holding it up like a trophy. The whole room dissolves into warmth, and even Chen Zheyuan is laughing freely, shaking his head at her dramatic performance like he cannot believe he finds it as entertaining as he does. And that is the thing about these two together. There is a chemistry between Shen Yu and Chen Zheyuan that is genuinely impossible to manufacture or ignore. It is in the way they banter, the way their humor lands with each other in real time, the way one laugh from one of them sets off the other almost automatically. They are comfortable in a way that feels earned, like two people who genuinely enjoy each other's company and are not performing that enjoyment for the cameras. It is authentic, and that authenticity is what makes every single moment between them so magnetic to watch. You are not just watching a game. You are watching two people who make each other laugh, and somehow that is one of the most compelling things in the world. By round 3, the game has found its rhythm. The items so far have been fun and completely non-threatening, and Chen Zheyuan has settled deeply into his confident, relaxed energy. He is leaning forward slightly now, actually enjoying himself, no longer just mildly curious but genuinely engaged. He reaches in for the third item with a kind of cheerful fearlessness, feeling around immediately without hesitation. His expression shifts through a few things, first recognition, then slight confusion at a texture he did not expect, then a slow grin as he figures it out. A small cactus in a smooth ceramic pot. He pulls it out carefully, holding it between two fingers with exaggerated delicacy, and Shen Yu doubles over laughing because his face when he realized what it was is objectively priceless. But here is where you should start paying attention. Because while Chen Zheyuan is holding up the tiny cactus and making jokes about it, and while everyone in the room is laughing at his dramatic presentation, Shen Yu is having a very quiet, very quick exchange with someone just off to the side. It is subtle, just a glance, a small nod, a barely there smile that carries an entire conversation in about 3 seconds. If you were not watching for it, you would miss it completely. But it is there, and it means exactly what you think it means. She is ready. Round 4 is hers again, and she handles it with the same theatrical energy as before, reaching in, gasping, narrating every single thing her fingers are detecting in real time with a level of dramatic commentary that has everyone around her barely keeping it together. She guesses correctly, a smooth glass bottle with a textured cap, and celebrates with a little shimmy that somehow manages to be both entirely over the top and completely endearing at the same time. Chen Zheyuan watches her with this expression that is somewhere between exasperated and completely charmed, and it is genuinely one of the best things you have ever seen on a screen. Round 5 belongs to him, and this is where everything starts to shift. The box is swapped out. Not obviously, no grand announcement, no dramatic pause. Just a smooth, casual exchange that happens in the few seconds of distraction while everyone is still laughing from Shen Yu's victory celebration. A crew member steps in, lifts the original box away, and sets down a new one that looks absolutely identical from the outside. Chen Zheyuan does not notice. Why would he? Everything looks exactly the same. The table, the box, the setup, all of it is unchanged. Except for what is inside. And Shen Yu, sitting across from him with that perfectly maintained expression of casual cheerfulness, knows exactly what is inside. Chen Zheyuan looks at the box. He rolls his shoulders back slightly, a small unconscious gesture that suggests he is ready, maybe even a little eager, having found his stride in the game. He glances at Shen Yu with a playful raised eyebrow, as if checking for any sign of what is coming, and she meets his gaze with the most serene, unreadable expression you have ever seen her produce. Not a flicker. Not a hint. Just that soft, warm smile that could mean absolutely anything. He looks back at the box. He reaches in. And the next 3 seconds are genuinely unforgettable. His hand goes in confidently, the way it has gone into every box before this one. No hesitation, no anxiety, just easy and assured. His fingers make contact with whatever is inside, and for just a brief moment, maybe half a second, nothing on his face changes. His brain is processing. His fingers are sending information. And then, and this is the moment, his expression does something extraordinary. It moves through approximately 5 distinct emotional states in the span of a heartbeat. Confusion. Disbelief. Something that might be alarm. A flicker of absolutely classic wait. What is that face? And then his hand comes out of that box so fast that it takes everyone by surprise, including the people who knew exactly what was in there. He pushes back in his chair, not dramatically, not in a theatrical way, but in the genuine, involuntary way that a person moves when their body reacts before their brain has fully caught up, and the sound he makes is not a scream, not quite, but it is definitely not composed either. It is something in between, a sharp sound of genuine startlement that is immediately overtaken by the laughter of every single person in the room, himself included, because even Chen Zheyuan, in the middle of recovering from whatever just happened, can recognize that this is funny. Inside the box is a large, soft, very realistic-feeling fake snake, coiled perfectly, designed specifically to feel as close to the real thing as possible when encountered unexpectedly by unsuspecting fingers in a dark box. It is completely harmless. It is entirely rubber. It is also, by every possible measure, the perfect prank, because it does not cause any real fear, just that lightning-fast jolt of pure surprise that bypasses rational thought entirely and produces the most genuine, unfiltered reaction a person can have. And Chen Zheyuan's reaction. Genuinely priceless. The kind of reaction that becomes a screenshot. The kind of face that gets turned into a meme. The kind of moment that gets clipped and shared and re-watched so many times that the original video climbs search rankings purely from repeat views, because no matter how many times you see it, it is funny every single time. Shen Yu, meanwhile, has completely abandoned any pretense of composure. She is laughing, really, truly, fully laughing, with her hand pressed over her mouth and her eyes squeezed half shut and her whole body leaning forward with the weight of it. This is not a polite, measured laugh. This is a genuine, helpless, completely uncontrollable laugh from someone who planned something, executed it flawlessly, and is now experiencing the full reward of watching it land exactly as perfectly as they imagined. She is delighted. She is triumphant. She is absolutely glowing with the kind of joy that only comes from pulling off something you worked for. Chen Zheyuan looks at her. Then he looks at the box. Then back at her. And then, because he is Chen Zheyuan and his charm is genuinely effortless, he starts laughing too, shaking his head slowly, pointing at her with an expression that says you got me and I cannot even be upset about it because that was actually very good, all communicated through a single look without a single word. Someone eventually reaches into the box and holds up the rubber snake, and the room erupts again because seeing it in full light, clearly fake, coiled and floppy and utterly non-threatening, somehow makes it even funnier. The contrast between what it actually is and the reaction it produced is comedy gold, and everyone in the room is feeling it at full volume. Chen Zheyuan takes the snake, holds it up, examines it with a dramatically suspicious expression, and then, because he is clearly feeling competitive and slightly in need of revenge, turns to Shen Yu with the most theatrical narrowing of his eyes that you have ever seen. He points the rubber snake in her direction. Than his original reaction was. Shen Yu, for her part, leans into the advantage she now has simply by existing. All she has to do is arrange her face into any expression remotely suggesting she knows something, and Chen Zheyuan's entire composure starts to wobble. She experiments with this power with a glee that is genuinely beautiful to watch, adjusting her expression, timing a small smile, glancing toward the box with just a fraction too much innocence, and every time, Chen Zheyuan's eyes narrow, his hand slows, and he starts negotiating with the box out loud in a way that has everyone around them completely falling apart. At one point, she puts her hand into a box first to demonstrate that it is safe, a generous, reassuring gesture that is also completely undermined by the fact that she is the one who knows what is inside, so her confidence proves absolutely nothing. Chen Zheyuan points this out immediately and accurately, which makes Shen Yu laugh so hard she has to put the box down, and the whole thing spirals into a 2-minute stretch of them both barely able to speak through their laughter while the crew stands around them in various states of helplessness. This is what genuine entertainment looks like. Not manufactured drama, not forced reactions, not content that has been engineered to feel emotional while actually feeling hollow. This is the real thing, two talented, charming, genuinely funny people sharing a moment that neither of them will forget, and generously letting all of us be there for it. There is something particularly special about the dynamic between Shen Yu and Chen Zheyuan that makes moments like these resonate so deeply with audiences. Shen Yu brings this irrepressible, almost sunshine-like energy to everything she does. She is warm and funny and clever in a way that never feels mean or calculated, and her playfulness always comes from a place of genuine affection. She pranked Chen Zheyuan not to embarrass him, not to score points, but because she knew he would find it funny once the initial shock passed, and she was absolutely right. The prank was only possible because she understood him well enough to know exactly how he would react, and that level of insight comes from genuine connection. Chen Zheyuan, for his part, is exactly the kind of person who makes a prank land perfectly. Not because he is gullible, but because he is genuinely present and engaged and not too guarded to react honestly. His reaction was real because he was fully there, fully in the moment, not managing his image or calculating his response. He felt surprised and he showed it, and then he laughed at himself immediately and generously, and that combination of authenticity and good humor is what makes him so compelling to watch in moments like these. Together, they create something that is greater than the sum of its parts, a kind of effortless, joyful energy that pulls you in and makes you feel genuinely happy just by watching it. It is rare. It is special. And if you have been watching this video from the beginning, you already know exactly what we mean. As the game winds down and the laughter begins to settle into something softer and warmer, both of them take a moment that feels unscripted and completely natural. A beat where the joke's quiet for just a second and they are just two people sitting across from each other, smiling in the kind of easy, comfortable way that speaks volumes without saying anything at all. It is a small moment. It lasts maybe 3 or 4 seconds on screen. But it is somehow one of the most memorable parts of the whole thing, because it captures something genuine about who they are together, not just as entertainers, not just as people playing a game for a camera, but as two human beings who genuinely enjoy each other's company and are not afraid to let that show. And then, because neither of them can stay still for long, Chen Zheyuan picks up the rubber snake again, holds it out toward Shen Yu with a completely solemn expression, and she grabs a nearby pillow and launches it at him before he can do anything else, and the whole thing dissolves into chaos and laughter one more time, and it is perfect. It is absolutely, completely, 100% perfect. If you made it to this point in the video, then you already know, you were here for every single second of this, and not 1 second was wasted. That laugh at the beginning. That moment when Chen Zheyuan's hand came flying out of that box. Shen Yu trying to hold in her smile and utterly failing. Every single one of those moments was worth it, and you felt every single one of them. This is the kind of content that reminds you why you love watching people you love. These two, with their easy chemistry, their genuine humor, their authentic warmth, are exactly the kind of people who make entertainment feel like more than entertainment. They make it feel like something you were actually there for, something that happened in real life and you just happened to catch it, which is the rarest and most precious feeling any video can create. So if you loved this video, and we know you did, because how could you not, please hit that like button right now. Seriously, do not scroll past it. That like button is how you tell us that this kind of content matters to you, that you want more of it, that you showed up for this and you want to keep showing up. It takes 1 second and it means the world, so go ahead and do it. And if you want to be here for the next unforgettable moment, because there will be a next one, and it is going to be just as good as this one if not better, then subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications, because we are committed to bringing you the most entertaining, most heartwarming, most genuinely joyful celebrity content out there, and we would love for you to be part of that community. Drop a comment down below and tell us your absolute favorite moment from this video. Was it the original reaction? That beautiful, genuine, priceless split second when Chen Zheyuan's hand came out of that box? Was it Shen Yu's completely helpless, fully delighted laughter? Was it the aftermath, the fake snake revenge attempt, the pillow that came flying across the room? We want to know, and honestly we just want to talk about how great this was, so get into those comments and let us hear from you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with content like this, because you clearly have excellent taste. Now go ahead and hit that like button. You know you want to, and we will see you in the next one.